Welcome to Hardin Local Weekly Podcast, August 19th, 1 p.m. We're excited to be here with our special guest from the Hardin County Chamber, Kendra Scott. How are you doing, Kendra?
I am doing very well. Thank you all so much for this opportunity. I'm excited. I'm in the Cool Boys Club today, so yay me.
Yeah, yeah, and us too for having a female on with us as well, which we always love. We don't like to really be considered the boys club, but we'll go with what we're called,
Yeah, the Cool Kids Club. We can go with
cool kids.
We can go with that.
Yeah.
If you want to talk sports, I'm your girl. I'm down.
There you go.
I love my sports. I do. Yeah, it's almost.
Well, we're glad. Yeah, well, we're glad you guys are joining us today, and we got, like we said, Kendra's going to be speaking with us about the Hardin County Chamber, what's going on with that, and we have Nate here with us for business news, John with the events, and Scott is my co-host, and we'll be interviewing Kendra today. So before we get started, you know what we always like to do? We get you guys to connect with us. There's a QR code up there in the top corner. If you could scan that thing, that'd be great. That'll help us gain you as a follower across all our social networks. And there's a checklist there. If you own a business, you can register your business with us too. And you can also click the bell in the top right corner and register your email address with us. That'd be great. Before we get started, I wanted to ask everybody a quick icebreaker question. If you're somewhere in the South, where is your favorite biscuit and gravy in Hardin County? I know mine is Bub's Cafe.
Oh, theirs is really. I'd say Dairy Queen is really good.
That's great. Yeah. I don't know if I've had it. I know Hardee's. I used to go meet some guys there in the mornings once a week and eat, and it was good.
Hardin's definitely had some of the best biscuits. But I'm telling you, the hospital cafeteria has some of the best biscuits and gravy in town.
Interesting.
Have to. My cousin works there, so I will give a props, and she's a fabulous cook. So yeah, their food is delicious. Good one. But didn't think of that one.
What about you, Scott?
I don't like biscuits and gravy too much.
Favorite breakfast spot in Hardin County?
My kitchen.
Well, that's there.
Oh,
That's there.
I can't.
That's okay. What about you, Nate?
I'm a meat and potatoes type of guy than biscuits and gravy. So
I'm not a biscuits and gravy person either, but if I did, I know a lot of people that love Bubs, and my mom and dad, they both like Dairy Queen. I'm not usually a sit-down breakfast person unless I'm on vacation, which did that plenty of times down in Disney. Or if I'm down in Gatlinburg, Crockett's breakfast camp is like my favorite breakfast ever. So as far as biscuits and gravy, that's just not me.
I will say real quick that I've tasted the Waffle House biscuits and gravy at the Huddle House. They seem to be all right. I don't really have like a favorite, but I don't.
Now, the old Danny's Smoke Shop, the Main Street, they have a good, I haven't had it in a while, but they used to have a really good biscuits and gravy as well.
Great.
They did. I used to go there. My office was pretty close. I would go there quite often. I've also had the one at Toasted Yolk. They have a good biscuits and gravy. I also like their Eggs Benedict. And I've yet to try Cosmic Golf's breakfast yet, but I hear good things.
I hear great things about it. I've had their lunch, and it is delicious, lunch and dinner. So I'm going back for breakfast. And I agree with you on Huddle House. And the secret is you have to ask for extra sausage to put in there. It doesn't have enough sausage in it. So we get it and add more sausage to it.
That's a great idea.
There's your tip.
Good note on that one. We had Jamie talk about donuts, which, donuts are great. I like, there's several good donut spots. But before we get too deep into the weeds, we do have a timeline. So, look, we got Danny O'Brien, North Main Deli, still the best reasonable biscuits and gravy. I agree. We'll have to do donuts next week. All right. We'll go ahead and get started. Scott, you can.
Awesome. All right.
Begin your interview.
All right. Thanks, Phil. And Kendra, thanks for accepting the invite to come on the show. I really do appreciate that. So
Well, I appreciate the invitation. Thanks. I'm always happy to talk about the chamber.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So speaking of which, for anyone tuning in that may not know you, can you share a little bit about yourself and how you got involved with the chamber?
Sure. So I am a local yokel. I am blessed to have been born and raised in Elizabethtown, Hardin County, and all my family is from Hardin County. However, I'm also blessed I was an Army brat. So I got to travel and see the world and do all the things with my dad's career. So we moved back in 1989, which seems a long time ago. I went to what was then ECC, now ECTC, then on to Western. So go Tops. And then after graduation, moved back to this community. that I know and love. Started working in local radio. And then from there, I did a wide variety of things. My background's in communications, obviously. So I worked in radio, some TV, banking, which wasn't, I love the people, but I'm great with words, not with numbers. Nonprofit industry. I ran a community center with my church, and then eventually worked for 16 years at Lincoln Trail Behavioral Health System as public relations and marketing. And so all those things, all those connections, I'd worked at United Way. I'd been involved with the chamber as an ambassador, as a volunteer. So it was always a natural fit, and I've been doing it for quite a while. So in 2020, right, as the pandemic is going on, a lot of the chamber staff had retired. We had stopped doing everything because we couldn't get together. We were coming out of COVID, October 2020, and the then President Brad Richardson gave me a call and said, "Hey, would you like to come work for the chamber?" And I'd been offered a job long ago in the 90s, and I turned it down, and I always regretted that decision. It's all in the timing. So I joined the staff in 2020 after being an ambassador and board member and all the things for many years, and came on board with the staff. And Brad retired in 21. We had Margie Porman then as our president. She left last year to return to her home state of Ohio. And then I became president here in January of this year. So I've been around the chamber 30-ish years, but officially staff for 5. So it is definitely in my blood.
That's good. So when people hear Chamber of Commerce, but they aren't sure what it really does, how would you describe it to people here in Hardin County?
I'm glad you asked, because people don't know. They think we're tourism. They think we're the place you get your business license. But we really are the source for the source. So we do help people with all of those needs, whatever they may be. So a Chamber of Commerce literally dates back to the 1800s. And basically, it's just a collaboration, a membership organization of businesses wanting to promote a healthy economy. And so that's what the chamber does. We are here to support our membership, which is nearly 700 businesses of all sizes, industries, backgrounds. And that is our vision, is for a strong and healthy economy, not just Hardin County, but regionally. But we are here to support members, whether that's networking, advocacy, developing all the things, promoting. People often associate chambers with the red ribbons and ribbon cuttings and the welcome wagons, and we do that, but there's so much more that we do. So when I tell people what a chamber does, you've seen one chamber, we're all different, but our mission is always the same, and that's to really support local business, to advocate for a healthy economy and do what it takes to make our wonderful area to thrive, so people will love living here, working here, and playing.
That's very important, because as a solopreneur myself, we always need an association. So can you give me an example of maybe something that you've seen that's made a difference for a small business?
Oh my gosh, yes. We are so blessed because we get to see that. We see folks when they're starting their business. We see folks that maybe have been in business a long time and maybe changing or revamping or expanding or passing it on to the next generation. So we are there for so many of the high points. And I love saying in fact, our building, if folks may not know, we are located in the former City Hall in downtown E-Town. And so on our second floor, we lease that space. And there's a new company in town called Proof Golf. Not sure if you're familiar with it, but we love Joe and Robbie. And so that business was born upstairs in our building. They literally were there, and it was kind of their hobby. They have a full-time job, but their hobby was playing golf on their indoor golf simulator. Well, word spread and their friends were coming, and then they figured out, like, you know what, this could be a business. And so they started a membership, and it grew and grew, and they outgrew their space, and they couldn't maintain it upstairs anymore. So now they have their own beautiful big space with 4 bays. We just did their ribbon cutting, their new chamber members. And so we like to think we had a part in watching that business grow and develop, because it started right here above our heads, where literally we'd hear them up there swinging, and we thought, oh, they're just playing around. And no, really, they were starting a great new business. So those type of success stories are great. And we have lots of those. It's everything from the Blue Oval SK announcement, which, let me say, today is a historic day. The first product has rolled off the assembly line at Blue Oval SK. And so, hallelujah, praise God. We are so excited. They are celebrating at the plant as we speak. There'll probably be a bigger public celebration later. But for those of us that remember when that announcement came in 2021, 2025 seemed eons away, like, oh, that's years down the road. Well, it's here and it's happening. And for folks that were disbelievers, the truth has happened today. They are rolling off their first product, and we couldn't be more pleased. So we have a front row seat right here at the chamber to all these great things that go on in our community.
Nice. That's actually a good example to my next question of how the chamber can benefit everyday residents here in Hardin County. And what you just mentioned, it's going to help the residents of Blue Oval have that, product being off.
Oh, completely.
Right.
Yes. One thing that we did with the announcement of Blue Oval, it was a great chamber-led initiative, is that because when the announcement came, everybody did kind of go into panic mode. What do we do? How do we do it? What do we need? How do we prepare? And so the chamber, along with several partners, including the hospital, the college, the Industrial Foundation, all worked together with private donors to commission a study. And from that, we did an Elizabethtown Fort Knox MSA transformation project. And so this study helped us to determine what really was, the impact would be. And from that, we learned that, at $1.63 million would be the result of those jobs, that we were expected our population to grow by over 22,000, that we needed, 8,800 more housing units, those type of things. And so folks can see the full results of that study on our website at hardinchamber.com under Energy State, or you can stop by and pick one of these up. But it was great to see, the schools wanted to know we need to prepare for 3,000 new students coming to our area. So that's one way that we benefited our local residents, is just by saying, this is how you need to prepare. This is what we're bracing for, planning for, in addition to all the daily things that we do, like the ribbon cuttings, the grand openings, the workshops. We advertise on our bulletin board or our billboard on North Dixie. We host the networking events. So lots of things that we do day to day to help.
That's good. That's good. And you talk about a lot of the initiatives right there. Is there anything maybe this month or maybe next month that you're excited about that you want to share?
Well, sure. There's always things we're excited about. So yes, we host a monthly luncheon, as folks know, the second Wednesday of every month. Typically at Pritchard, we host our networking luncheon, and that is for, we average about 350 to 400 people in the room. So that is the largest gathering of business leaders. Obviously, that's the only place I know you can get that many people together, to hear a great speaker, to have a great meal, to network. And so at a lot of those, we do expos. And so, for example, September will be our volunteer expo. So for all of our nonprofit member agencies that are looking for volunteers, they can set up a booth to do that. We'll do the United Way kickoff. It'll be a great luncheon. In October, we do our manufacturing expo. So we'll highlight all of our local manufacturers, and they will also set up booths. And it's amazing. People are always surprised to know the products that are made right here in our backyard. So we'll have Summit Polymers there, and they have a console that they make. They'll have Mauser cabinetry. We'll have Flex Films, all those things. So we're excited about that. And then November, our luncheon is our military and veteran owned businesses. So that's another great expo opportunity. And it's amazing how many people may not realize that, oh my goodness, that business is owned by a veteran. We should support them. Or they provide services for military like AUSA or the VFW. So that's always a great one. But we also have our job fair coming up in September 25th. And that's a big one. So folks that are looking for quality employees, and I don't know anybody who isn't, they can participate in our job fair, which will also be at Pritchard. And that's a great opportunity, again, to network and see folks. We usually have about anywhere from 30 to 40 vendors that are there. So folks are looking for a new career. We tell them to come with a resume and a smile, and we can hopefully find them a career. But there's also other opportunities there. GED sets up for us. The local military recruitment office is set up. The workforce development office from Lincoln Trail Ad sets up. So there's a lot of opportunities for folks. So they can learn about all that on our website. But there's always a great initiative, something coming up, something we're doing. And that's what makes every day really fun and special here.
It's good. It's good. And I can hear the passion you talk about this. So I do have to ask, you've been in the business space for a while. You've been doing this for quite some time. So what would you say really motivates you as far as why you do what you do?
I learned a long time just from my family and how we were raised, is that service really is the rent that you pay for living. But when you love your community, you're willing to work for it. And so for me, I've always loved being here. My mom told my dad when they got married that they'd travel the world and do the Army thing, but we're always coming back home to Hardin County. This is home, and we will nail our feet to the ground. And so I wouldn't want to live anyplace else. It truly is special here. And so I love this community, love seeing it thrive, and I just love being a part of it. So that motivates me, and just seeing, again, our members succeed, seeing the progress and the growth. I know not everybody's always a fan of the progress. It has to happen. And sometimes we don't want certain things to happen or come, or we feel we're overwhelmed, or we don't have that small town charm. But I totally disagree. I tell anybody and everybody, we are a wonderful city. We have all the big city amenities with small town charm, and people still know each other. People are still friendly and welcoming. I met with a gentleman just a couple weeks ago who's wanting to bring his business to Elizabethtown, and he did. He said, wow, the warmth in Hardin County and how I was embraced. He's like, our business will be here in 8 to 10 months. We're going to open our doors because people want to be a part of what we're doing, and we're blessed in that sense. So for me, that's the motivator. When I hear members that tell me, prime example, Snow Dog's food truck, y'all might know him. Amazing. His food is so good. I'll just say that. His lemonade's great. And he joined the chamber, and he told me, he's a small guy, food truck, it's him and his wife. And he told me he always comes to our luncheons because he never walks away without at least 3 or 4 jobs already lined up by talking to people, networking. That builds his business, obviously. He did our catering for our golf scramble this year. He picked up several jobs there. So that's what it's all about. It's that networking, that connection, the advocacy that we do with our public and local elected officials. It's developing our leaders through the Young Professionals Network, the leadership Hardin County, youth leadership, all those things. So that's what really motivates me, is that I just want to see people succeed and do well and grow.
Now, for the sake of time, one last question, but I'm going to combine the ones I have together.
Okay.
For businesses who aren't members of the chamber yet, or for anybody who wants to learn more about the chamber and to get involved, what would you tell them to do?
So easy. So I encourage them to go to our website, as you see there on your screen, hardinchamber.com, and just take a look around and see all the programs we offer. Take a look at the board of directors, the ambassador, our photos, all those things, and you'll see how active and engaged our chamber is and why you want to be a part of it. The second thing is, we are so affordable. It is really, membership is as low as $100 for an individual, $150 for a nonprofit, and it goes on up from. So folks, really, if they want to invest $100 all the way up to 10,000, there's a spot for them at the chamber. And so that's the great news. And then you're part of that partnership and all the benefits that come with it. For the referral, we have conference room space. We have, the networking opportunities, the cash mobs, the lunch mobs. If you just want to be connected, get the newsletter that goes out to 2,300 emails. So you have a special event you want to promote, boom, put it on our email, and it's going to go out to 2,300 people. I think that's a great perk. The advertising opportunities, all those things. So we encourage people, check us out online or stop by the office. We're right downtown at 111 West Dixie next to Walker Square. And they can come in and ask all the questions they want, see all the things that we have to offer. I'm always happy to sit down and talk with people, or come to an event. That's even better, and see it live and in person and do all the things. So it's easy to get involved, and follow us on social too. I should say that. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Well, Kendra, that's all the questions I have. And for anybody who might be listening, get any questions or comments, feel free to put them in the comments, or just reach out to Kendra, and we'll get it taken care of.
Kendra at Hardin Chamber.
Thank you, Kendra. And before we go on, there was one thing that I know that our company, where I work at Techtel, that when we joined the chamber that really helped was the group insurance plan, health insurance, which has saved, I think, all of us a decent amount of money with better insurance, probably been able to get otherwise.
Completely. I'm glad you mentioned that. Thank you, because that's a big perk for a lot of our members. We have a workers' comp insurance discount program. We also have a health insurance through Anthem. That is great to save a lot of folks a lot of money. We have a Me app, which is a 401k program. So say, for example, small businesses, you don't have the time to manage a 401k program. Well, you go in with all these other members. It's managed for us by Owen LaRue Financial, and they do all the work. So that's a great benefit. Plus, they save you a lot of money. They save you the time, the administration, all of the things. So that's a great benefit, and a lot of people take advantage as well. And there's lots of member-to-member discounts that folks take advantage of. So lots of ways that your membership pays off. You really get your bang for your buck. We make sure you get that investment back.
All right. Thank you, Kendra. And you can feel free to stay on board if you have time and join in part of the discussions or conversations that we do have throughout the rest of the stream.
Yes, I'll be listening. I'm gonna be watching too. I'm gonna watch and listen, but I'm gonna mute myself because I'm curious to see what else y'all have going on.
All righty. Well, thank you. And we'll move on to Nate. Brian, he's going to do our business update now. So go ahead.
Fresh back from Disney. I'm refreshed. I missed a lot hanging out, but apparently downtown was having. The local butcher opened last week while I was gone. I don't know if John or Phil or you all or